Welcome back to the CryptoWorld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin is getting a rejection from this important price level, while a new pattern confirms in the short term, which I'll talk about in just a moment, so definitely stick around. First of all, just giving you a quick update here on the daily Bitcoin chart. And right now, as of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin is technically still within a larger multi-month long bullish trend that we've seen since November last year. But obviously, just recently, we have been seeing shorter term bearish price action as we are currently in a pullback within the larger multi-month trend, kind of like what we saw back here. And so overall, on the daily time frame, not a lot has changed for Bitcoin over the last few days. Obviously, the daily Bitcoin price oscillators are still currently leaning more bearish than bullish at the moment because, for example, the daily Bitcoin RSI is still forming lower highs and lower lows, while the daily Bitcoin MACD is still trending to the downside with the histogram not seeing a bullish cross just yet, still sitting in the red. And so once again, due to these reasons, over the last 1 to 2 weeks or so, I have been leading more bearish than bullish just in the short term, especially on the smaller time frames. But obviously, at least for now, this does not necessarily invalidate that larger multi-month long trend. But anyway, if you zoom into the 8-hour Bitcoin chart, what we've seen just recently over the last 1 day is a retest in the price of Bitcoin back up towards this line of previous support, which is now acting as resistance, sitting at approximately 27.5K. And of course, just recently, we have seen a rejection from that level, confirming it now as resistance, which is technically a bearish confirmation signal here on the 8-hour time frame, further confirming this pattern and this break to the downside. And so what this actually means is essentially this pattern as of right now is still currently active, which means the price target for this pattern is still currently in play, and that technical price target is sitting at approximately 24.1K. But it is important to understand that if we end up seeing the price of Bitcoin confirm a breakout back above 27.5K with confirmation, such as 8-hour candle closes or ideally daily candle closes back above 27.5K, then in that case, that would actually invalidate this pattern and this price target. But at least for now, considering that is not yet the case and the price is still trading below this support level, now acting as resistance, once again, this means that that downside price target is still currently active. And now, one of the reasons as to why we've seen a small amount of bullish price action over the last 3 days or so, coming back up to retest this level, is due to the fact that we have seen a shorter term bullish divergence that did end up forming and confirming around 3 to 4 days ago, approximately. And obviously, since then, we have seen a reduced bearish momentum in the imminent short term, just here on the 4-hour time frame as expected. But generally speaking, these smaller patterns here on the smaller time frames usually only last for just a few days before they begin to wear off. And right now, that is potentially what is happening, because obviously just over the last 12 to 24 hours, that shorter term bullish price action has slowed down. And this is also due to the fact that we've just recently seen a hidden bearish divergence confirm here on the 4-hour Bitcoin chart. And obviously, this is also what I was warning about in my last video, basically saying that this is a pattern that is forming, but at the time of recording my last video, it had not yet confirmed, but right now it is currently confirmed, because obviously we've seen multiple red 4-hour candle closes since this local high, confirming that we do indeed have a lower high in the price action, while the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI has obviously already confirmed higher highs, which once again is a hidden bearish divergence. And now, usually a hidden divergence is not as strong as a regular divergence, which means I wouldn't exactly expect a significant crash in the price of Bitcoin due to this alone, and instead we'll just likely see more of this type of price action, basically some slight bearish price action in the shorter term. So as of right now, overall, in terms of the short-term trend and momentum here on the smaller time frames, I'm still leaning more bearish than bullish, although over the last 1 to 2 days, I have flipped a little bit more towards the neutral side, so kind of neutral to bearish in the shorter term. But once again, this is all occurring within a larger multi-month long bullish trend that has been the case since November last year. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video. This is on the daily ETH to US dollar chart, and right now, as of recording this video, we're still seeing the daily Ethereum price oscillators leaning more bearish than bullish at the moment. And once again, if you're looking at the last time where we saw this happen, this also happened back during around February to March, which was the last time we saw a significant pullback in the price of ETH during this larger bullish trend. And so once again, this is why I've been saying over the last 1 to 2 weeks or so that just in the shorter term, we are leaning more bearish than bullish. We are currently in a pullback, but at least for now, we have not yet invalidated this larger trend. So even though we're currently more bearish in the shorter term, seeing a pullback, this is occurring within a larger multi-month bullish trend like what we saw back here. And as for these support and resistance levels, obviously on the daily chart, these haven't changed over the last 1 day. So if you want to know more about that, then check out my last video on this channel. And now just zooming into the shorter term, this is on the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart. And just recently, obviously, we've seen a breakout back above around 1810, which was acting as a bit of short-term resistance, but is now acting as short-term support. So at least for now, 1810 is the support level that I'm currently paying attention to in the imminent short term, with this range of resistance coming into play in between 1830 to 1850. And obviously, just over the last 1 day, we have seen a perfect rejection from that area of resistance. But if we do end up seeing a confirmed breakout back above 1850, then in that case, I would expect a small amount of resistance at approximately 1880 to 1890. And above that level, we have this more significant price area of resistance sitting in between 1920 to 1950. And once again, as I mentioned in my last video on the channel, we do have a hidden bearish divergence here on the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart, because obviously we are seeing lower highs in the price of ETH in the 4-hour candle closes, while seeing higher highs in the 4-hour Ethereum RSI. And so once again, this means that we should not be expecting a lot of bullish momentum in the imminent short term, and instead we're most likely going to see either some choppy sideways price action or a slight pullback in the price of ETH just in the shorter term here. And as always, a hidden bearish divergence would become invalidated if we see a new higher high in the price action above this previous high. So basically, if the price of ETH breaks out back above around 1870 to 1880 and confirms some 4-hour candle closes above that level, then in that case, that would invalidate this bearish pattern. And in that case, I would become much more bullish again in the shorter term in terms of the trend and momentum. But at least for now, while this is still currently active, I am still remaining more neutral to bearish just in the short term in terms of the trend and momentum. But once again, as I said earlier for Bitcoin, and as I've been saying almost every day over the last 1 to 2 weeks, even though we're seeing short-term bearish price action, this does not necessarily change the larger multi-month long bullish trend that has been playing out since November last year. And now, if you want to know how to make a lot of money in crypto, no matter if the price is going to the upside, to the downside, or simply chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money if the price is going either up or down, and the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money if the price is chopping around sideways. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.